Okay, so in this video, we're going to go over 131, 132, 136, because, well, not really that much going on in 132. It's just solved by completing the square. But 131, I'm going to go literally every single one of them. So what we did in class is we figured out that the value of I has the property as the square root of -1. Okay, well, I'm going to split this up. So rewrite each expression below what they really should have said as a positive. Well, they should have just said using I. That's really what they should have said, because I can rewrite this in different ways. But right now, so the square root of -49 is the same as the square root of 1 times 49. Okay, because that'll give me -49. Well, that's the square root of 1 times the square root of 49. Well, the square root of 1 is just I, so I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to replace it with I, and then the square root of 49 is just 7. So this is the same as 7 times I. Okay, the same thing for part B. The square root of -2 becomes -1 times 2. And that's the same as -1 or -1 times the square root of 2. Square root of -1 is I times, well, I can't do anything about the square root of 2, so I'm just going to leave it as the square root of 2. I don't want the actual numerical value. So final answer is square root of 2 times I. Okay, done. This one, remember I said treat I kind of like x's, right? So you have two of these, so you have 4I times 4I. So 4 times 4 is 16. I times I is I squared. Well, I squared is the same as squaring. So I squared is the same as squaring the square root of -1. So if you square the square root of something, you get the thing underneath the radical just by itself, right? They undo each other. So I squared is the same as -1. So if I have an I squared here, I can replace 16 with -1. So I'm left with -16. Okay. And then part D, these are the same variables, right? I and I. So I can say, okay, 5I minus 5. I can't do anything else besides that because that's like 5x minus x. So, I'm sorry, 5x minus 5. So, we're done. That's the last thing for D. I can't combine like terms there. Okay? Okay, and then that was 131. So 132 is completing the square. You should be okay with doing this. It's not really much of a thing here. The only thing is I'm just going to add 36 to both sides. So I have x squared plus 12x plus 36 equals 0, right? And then you can take it from there. Okay, look in the previous video, or look in the video before this to actually know how to do these problems, because I'm completing the square we've done already. Okay, in the videos. Okay, and then 136. So we have x squared times x squared, so that gives me x to the 4th, y to the 3rd. Okay, end of that one. I have 3 up here, 2 up there, so I'm left with, so x, 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 y, 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 y. I don't know why, y. These cancel out, these cancel out. I'm left with an x and a y in the numerator. Right? And we're good to go. Okay. Part C, 2 times -3 is -6. X squared, x to the 4th gives you x to the 6th power. And that's pretty much it. There's not really much to do after that. This one is 2 times x times 2 times x times 2 times x, right? So that's 2 times 2 times 2, so that's 8. X to the 1st plus 1 more gives you x to the 3rd, and then we're done with that. Okay? Hopefully that's a review for you. If not, I'm not really sure what to say.